So KD was on Braun podcast, Mind the Game, and he said no guards under 6'2" are no longer considered premium starters in the NBA unless they possess exceptional defense or offensive skills. To that, you say what?
Well, there's a lot to unpack there. Just giving a little bit of history about myself before I answer that question, Perk, to your audience is, I'm 5'9", and when I played at the University of Detroit, I was an All-American Naismith Award winner. So I take it very serious when I hear players try to devalue the importance of smaller players, because I just feel like there's always a place for players, 5'8", 5'9", 6 foot, 6'1". Like, that's all kind of the same thing when you talk about 6'2" and under, when you categorize us like that. I feel like that the smaller you are, the greater you have to be. So I agree with KD and I don't agree with him. So I'm going to break it down why I agree with him, and I'm going to break it down why I don't agree with him. So the reason I agree with him is because I think what KD and LeBron were saying is that when the smaller you are, the less flaws that you can have.
Right.
And I can attest to that, because when I played, I didn't have any weaknesses. I could do everything. I could defend. I was defensive player in the year in my conference.
Yep.
I was a scoring.
Twice, right?
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice. I made all defensive team. And that's just defensively. Nobody could take advantage of me on the defensive side of the ball. I was kind of like a shutdown corner. And offensively, I could do whatever. I can score from all four levels. I was a 90% free throw shooter. I led the conference in assists and scoring. I was like only the second player to ever do that. So I'm with KD and LeBron when they say the smaller you are, you really can't have weaknesses. Especially as you get to the professional ranks, you really can't have weaknesses. So I do agree there. Now, the reason I feel like the masses don't agree with him, and I'm part of the masses in this, is that you can't devalue the 6'2" and under player when you look at the history of the game, when you look at the Isaiah Thomases, Tiny Archibald,
AI.
Yeah, Muggsy Bowles. You can keep going. There's guys let's look at current guys. You played with a guy that helped you win a championship. His name was Rondo.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He was 6'2" and under, right? Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, Trae Young, Jalen Brunson, Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry helped navigate that with Kawhi. You got Derrick Rose, you have Tony Parker, Mario Chalmers, Kyrie Irving. So when you start really digging into the history of the game of these 6'2" and under guys, these guys are really champions. Okay, so let's and I got to defend my 6'2" and under guys. Look, I'm gonna say this: I don't want KD or LeBron. I don't want them to take it anyway, because look, first of all, LeBron James is one of my favorite people outside of basketball.
Yeah, that's a fact. You've been on record saying that plenty of times.
I love LeBron James.
Yeah. And
he knows that, and me and him we have exchanged conversations. So LeBron James is one of the greatest, if not the greatest player of all time. Okay. And so the first thing I'm going to address with LeBron is that LeBron's championships, a lot of the shots, big shots that came, were from his 6'2" and under player teammate.
Yeah. Facts.
That's just a fact. That's not my opinion.
That's a fact. Chalmers, Kyrie Irving, it's a fact.
Those guys hit big shots to help the GOAT win, right? LeBron won his championship, but he also had help from a player that was 6'2" and under with Kyrie Irving and Mario Chalmers. Okay,
6'3" and under, Rajon Rondo with the Lakers. So no, it's facts.
Yep. So that's a fact. So then let's talk about Mr. Kevin Durant, right? Like, I really want to talk to Mr. Kevin Durant. Like, KD, I don't know if you watched the show or not, man. I'm a huge supporter of what you've been able to do year in and year out. I watched you in high school. I watched you in college. I felt like you should have been the number one pick to the Portland Trail Blazers during draft time because I'm a draft person. I felt that you should have been the number one pick overall over Greg Oden. You should have went to Portland. But that's here nor there. You're one of the greatest small forwards of all time, one of the greatest players of all time. But I felt a little hurt when you said that the smaller guards are getting phased out, when I feel like they're not. When you look at Indiana with TJ McConnell, you need those type of guys, right? So if you look at Kevin Durant's championships, he had to be next to a guy that was 6'2", 6'3", and under that helped him become a champion. That was Steph Curry. So I think that instead of devaluing the 6'2", 6'3", and under player, I feel like Kevin Durant and LeBron James should be uplifting those players because they both played next to guys that helped them become champions that were 6'2" and under.
Yes, the gospel, bro. And you're absolutely right. And like when it comes down to like whether or not the 6'2", 6'3", and under guards don't exist anymore, I think they exist more now today than they ever have, right? And so you gave the list, Yoda. You gave the list of Jalen Brunson. You gave of players that are playing today. Fred VanVleet, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, right? And then you look at a guy like Tyrese Maxey, right? You talking about a Kyrie Irving. And so like those guys exist. And what I get from it is this, bro. And this is what I'm tired of. Real talk. I'm tired of the Trae Young disrespect, bro. Like, you've been saying it for years. I've been saying it for years. Like, I'm tired of it. And Iman Shumpert was on NBA Today a couple weeks ago, and he talked in a negative way about Trae Young, right? Yeah. And when you look at Trae Young impact, first of all, he has completely made the Hawks relevant. Nobody thinks about the Hawks. When you think about the Atlanta Hawks, you think about Trae Young.
Yes.
Trae Young took this team, 2 to 3 years ago, to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And won a game in the finals.
And it was an ankle injury away from probably going to the NBA. They was on their fucking heels when it comes down to Milwaukee Bucks. And Giannis was out. So let's not take Trae Young greatness for granted. And when I look at Trae Young and you look at his numbers just over the last 3 years, this past season, 24 and 11 assists. The year before that, 25 points, 10 assists. 26 points, 10 assists. Like, what else do you want out of this man? Like, he's doing it at the highest level. Now he actually have the pieces around him that fit athleticism, long athletic wings, live threat bigs, live threats everywhere. So now it opens up. He have the pesky defenders on the wing that could defend at a high level. So now we're about to see a different version of Trae Young. So while people are thinking that like the smaller guards are about to be extinct, I'm leaning towards the other way and saying we're just now seeing what it's about to look like for us, the smaller guards, for the near future when it comes to 6'3" and under, right? And we think about the prospects that are coming out. I mentioned Darius Acuff Jr., 6'3".
Yeah.
6'3". He's going to be a top 5 pick. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm saying. Like, young fellas out there, don't get discouraged. Like, the league is trending towards skilled players. And even if you're a guy, and this is what I took from it as well, you're sitting on Mind the Game, and KD says this, but Bronny is 6'2". So you're telling LeBron that, you know what I mean? So, like, what are you really saying? Like, I feel like Bronny is going to find his niche. It's not going to be at an all-star level. I don't believe that. But I believe he's going to find his niche. I've been hearing it. I want to be a defensive
he will.
I want to be a defensive player and a knockdown shooter. Go be a Davion Mitchell. We see him. The Miami Heat didn't embrace that little pit bull.
Yeah.
So while people thinking it's about to be 7-1 this or 6-11,
No.
no, it's trending actually the other way.
I feel like with LeBron and KD, they are so polarizing. They're polarizing figures, right? So they have to be really careful when they go on these podcasts because they are so inspirational to the next generation that they got to be careful how they break the game down, especially when they talk about size, because LeBron and Kevin Durant are two aliens.
Facts.
So two aliens shouldn't be the messengers for normal humans, right? So I think that in itself, they have to be careful with that. Again, with LeBron has won championships with a 6'2" and under player, with Kyrie Irving being his second best player. And Kevin Durant won his championships with Steph Curry, a 6'2", 6'3" guy, as his best player as well. So, and if the Houston Rockets make it to the finals this year, guess who will be Kevin Durant's sidekick?
Fred VanVleet. Another
6 foot.
Yeah, 6 foot. Right, 6 foot. One of the greatest undrafted players ever. One of all time.
Yeah. Fred VanVleet and Ben Wallace, to me, are the greatest undrafted players of all time. That's just my opinion.
No, that's real.
So again, that 6'2", 6'3" player is at a premium now. I think it's the opposite, like you said, Perk. I think this is the time to be 6'2", 6'3", and really be skilled and really bring tenacity to a team, because NBA franchises, you need those 6'2", 6'1" guys.
I agree. Whether that's an elite offensive player or a defensive pest that's picking up 94 feet and that's bringing the impact defensively. So we're on the same page on that.
And I didn't get to speak about the Trae Young thing, but I feel like Trae Young is already on Hall of Fame pace. He's on Hall of Fame pace. I tweeted this about a month ago. I said Trae Young is already a Hall of Fame player. I feel like in 5 more years at this pace, he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. No matter how you want to slice it up or chop it up, Trae Young is one of those rare breed, tiny Archibald type of archetypes. We don't really see a player of that size that can translate their high school stats to college stats to NBA stats. Like his high school stats, college and NBA are almost like they're aligned.
And to put some context to what you're saying, for his career in 7 years, Trae Young is averaging 25 points and 9.8 assists.
Yeah, that's 25 and 10 for a career.
For a career.
Like I don't even know. I don't even know who else is doing that. Like
no, that's facts.
Hall of Fame.
That's Hall of Fame.